In this video, I'll share with you how this woman cracked the code on Amazon profits and 6 ways you can leverage her knowledge to do the same. I'll rate each of the 6 ways by ease of implementation, defensibility, and cost. By the end of this video, you'll have a product differentiation blueprint you can use to differentiate your products right now. My name is Carlos Alvarez, and I'm a full-time 9-figure Amazon seller of 15 years, co-host of the Wizards of Ecom podcast, and founder of the largest Amazon seller meetup group in the world. This woman cracked the code on skyrocketing your profits on Amazon, and she was born in 1906. Her discovery is called the Restorff Effect. It is also known as the isolation effect, and it predicts that when multiple similar objects are present, the one that differs from the rest is most likely to be remembered. Now, differentiating your product on Amazon in an obvious way usually means a differentiation that's obvious in the main image. This differentiation isolates your product on the search results page, draws the buyer's attention in, and now your product has won 90% of the battle for the sale. The first way you can differentiate your product is by changing the color of the product. This is probably the most common of the differentiators, and the reason for this is really just how easy it is to do. Let's say, for example, you're looking to sell a thermos, and after doing product research, you discover that everyone's selling a black and white thermos, so you decide to sell orange thermoses. Assuming there's a demand for orange thermoses, when your new orange thermos is served up in search, surrounded by a sea of white and black thermoses, this is going to catch a lot of buyers' attention, and this is going to result in a lot more sales. My ratings for color differentiation are the ease of implementation, very easy to implement. In many cases, it's just changing the dye or swapping your orange color pellets for blue ones. Cost. There's little to no added cost in changing the color of your product. In most cases, extra cost is 0. Finally, defensibility. While it is easy to implement and doesn't cost anything extra, or maybe because of this, changing the color of your private label product as a means of differentiation does not provide you with very real defensibility at all. All of your competitors can easily change the color of their products once they see you just getting a few sales. And to make matters worse, once some of your toughest competitors see this new color stealing some of their sales, they can add it as a variation of their own on their already highly trafficked listing to steal back those sales and some. Quantity. Quantity is another form of differentiation. This is where you increase or decrease the number of pieces a product has in it. There was a popular case study done many years ago by Greg Mercer and the Jungle Scout team with Jungle Sticks. These were bamboo marshmallow sticks that you could use to roast marshmallows by the fire. The main differentiating factor of this product was that it included extra sticks. I don't recall the exact number of extra sticks, but let's say everyone was selling packs of 50 and Jungle Sticks was going to be selling packs of 75 to 100 for the same price. All things being equal with reviews, this is an obvious value add. In addition to a quantity per pack differentiation, you can also add quantity with multiples. And this is where you bundle more than one of your products together to create a single sellable SKU, which consists of more than one unit. So let's break this one down. Ease of implementation. This is a very easy to implement, and in most cases, it's just emailing your factory and letting them know your new case pack quantities. The cost of your products may actually go down when you increase quantities, as you can take advantage of bigger volume discounts with the factory to accommodate the extra units, or utilize less packaging because of the same. Defensibility. This is another instance of, if it seems too good to be true, then it probably is. Quantity differentiation provides little to no defensibility, and worse, once one of your toughest competitors sees this case pack, they can easily add it as a variation of their own. This variation is going to be added to their already highly trafficked listing, and they're going to steal back all those sales and some overnight. The third way you can differentiate your products is by country of origin. Go through this quick exercise with me. What is the first thing that pops into your head when you think of products made in Germany? Craftsmanship, precision engineering. How about products made in Italy or France? Probably gourmet foods, wine, fashion, luxury, artistry, passion, emotion, maybe high-end style cheese boards. What about made in the USA? So built to last, durability, patriotism, original. Finally, what comes to mind when you think of products manufactured in China? Mass production, cheap, inferior quality, slave labor, and possibly unsafe. While with China, this has not been my personal experience, it is usually the feedback I get when I ask somebody to go through this exercise with me. So where you manufacture your products is a powerful differentiator when your competitors make their products somewhere that does not carry the same prestige. The real life example I'm not proud of is in the early days of my Amazon selling career, my business partners and I were selling a manual coffee grinder that was made in China, as was all the other coffee grinders of our competitors that were selling at that time. One of my business partners had this brilliant idea that we should remove the Made in China sticker from our grinders and replace this with Engineered in Germany. The impact was immediate. Our grinders nearly doubled in sales, and we raised our selling price by $5. The product reviews and buyer questions also ticked up noticeably, as did the questions asking where exactly was this product made. What did Engineered in Germany even mean? Our faulty logic was one of my partners was willing to say his uncle, who lived in Germany, engineered this design up in his head, even though there was nothing original about the design. This was a very bad idea. Our ignorance cost us our listing and almost our account. It was illegal, against the rules, and the point I'm trying to emphasize here is it worked. Buyers seeing Engineered in Germany or somewhere not China allowed us to take market share from established competitors and be more profitable. Differentiating your product by origin of manufacture really works. Just do it the right way. I rate the ease of implementation for differentiating by origin as tough. Depending on the product, the country's ability to make it, and your ability to successfully source it in another country while still being profitable can be really hard once you leave China. The cost of manufacturing your product outside of China, depending on the product, can be expensive and very resource intensive. Defensibility. Because of the difficulty in sourcing or manufacturing a product outside of China and the extreme resource intensiveness of working with a manufacturer outside of China, I find that differentiation by country of origin can be a powerful differentiator. The fourth way to differentiate is by size and length. This has to be one of the most often overlooked ways to differentiate your product on Amazon in most seller circumstances. Size and length have to do with changing the physical state of the product by its size or length, which is super obvious. However, if you're just extending the length of your product a few inches, then you are really missing the point. Any product on Amazon that is more than 18 inches long is going to be hit with an oversized FBA fee. This can really be nearly double the cost of an item just 1 inch smaller. One of my favorite ways to differentiate a product on Amazon is to re-engineer an oversized product so that it's no longer oversized. Let's say you're looking at an extra long stainless steel marshmallow stick as an option to sell on Amazon, and everyone's selling 18-inch sticks. The length of the stick is important so you don't get your hands burned by the fire, so we can't shrink that. But the fees Amazon will charge because the product is oversized can be as much as $9, $10 an order. Re-engineering this product means you have the factory make it as a telescoping stainless steel marshmallow stick. So when you ship it into Amazon, it's collapsed and maybe 5 inches in length and half the fees. The additional savings don't end there. You can ship in more units per container from your factory, making your landed cost better. And you can sell the added benefit of this product now being space saver. You get the idea. I rate the ease of implementation as fairly easy since most factories are excited to improve on existing products. I would hire a freelancer on Fiverr to sketch this out for you or speak to your factory about what you'd like to do. The cost, depending on the product, the costs associated with prototyping and molds could be high, but you'll recoup these costs starting the first day the product begins selling due to its radically increased profitability. Defensibility. The defensibility of re-engineering the size of the product makes the product highly defensible. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about differentiating your PL or need me to expand on any of these topics. I'll personally reply to your comments and I'd love to hear from you. Number 5 on my list is molds. Oh, you can get a mold? This is usually the knee-jerk reaction response I get from people when told they should differentiate their product. A mold is what is required when you want to create a new product, and the change you want to make is a structural one that will change the shape of the actual product. Changing the color of the product, for an example, is not going to require a mold, but changing a hookah stem from a standard one to a spiral one would, since the structure of the stem would actually change. Molds can get pricey depending on the material of the product being changed, but it allows you to sell your product for a lot more, increase your profits, eliminate competition, and tap into the Restorff Effect. So I highly recommend pulling a mold of your product whenever you can. I rate the ease of implementation as moderate. Molds can be for changes to an existing product that are as simple as changing the handle configuration of a kettle to rounds of prototyping and 3D rendering. The cost of molds are not cheap and can run between $250 and thousands of dollars. Although it will allow you to be profitable faster, not everyone is able to afford it. Most of the time you get the cost of the mold reimbursed back to you once you order an aggregate number of units, so definitely check with your factory about this. Defensibility. The defensibility of getting a mold is amazing. Most sellers sourcing for new products are looking for the readily available low-hanging fruit offers advertised by their factory on Alibaba. When you get your product made with a mold though, it's not accessible to other sellers. A wizard tip here is when you get your mold made by your factory, have them agree to not advertise your product on their Alibaba website or at trade shows. The sixth way to differentiate is technology. Incorporating new technologies into your product is a great way to differentiate, assuming you have first mover advantage and it's not going to be super easy for everyone else to build it into their products. The simplest way I have found that everyone can leverage technology for differentiation is in the form of apps. Using apps to differentiate is one of my personal favorite ways to differentiate. Wearable technology products on Amazon, think watches, have a companion mobile app. Baby monitors obviously come with a mobile app. Alarm system, the list goes on and on. These products obviously have a mobile app, but Amazon does not state anywhere in their TOS that only these types of products can have a mobile app. Heck, any product can have a mobile app, and this is exactly my point. Imagine you're selling yoga blocks, and instead of just a cheap stretch band rolled in front of the blocks in the main image, there was also the silhouette of a mobile phone with your app open, communicating the added value that awaits once the buyer, in this case, accesses it. This app in your main image can also communicate included mini courses, stretching routines, or the 49 stretches for beginners a buyer can use once they buy your blocks. You get the idea. Here are a few examples of apps some of my businesses have, like Wizards of Ecom, Online Seller Cruise, and Salsa Kings. I'll link to them in the description so you can poke around in them and get some ideas. If you want a checklist of everything you should include in an app as an Amazon seller, I created a complete checklist you can have absolutely free. I'll link to this free resource in the description. I rate the ease of implementation as super easy. Assuming the technology you're implementing is an app, with the help of Good Barber, you can have your app available for download in the App Store in no time. Cost. Building mobile apps used to be super expensive, but now they're extremely affordable and are now even super easy to build with the help of drag and drop no-code app builders like the one I just mentioned called Good Barber. Defensibility. The defensibility of getting an app as a technological differentiator is super high. It's your intellectual property after all. In addition, the chances of your competitors creating one are slim and none. Continue leveling up your knowledge in our free, very active Telegram chat community at wizardsofecom.com/chat. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.